So, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where this week, for the first time ever, it's just me. Um, Nia's in Greece. Chris hasn't been in long from work, so he's busy with dinner, and I don't even know where Ben is. So, this week, you've got me taking you through a very limited number of predictions, given that Nia didn't send hers and Ben is unreachable currently. Um, We also have some news to cover, which we will do first. The biggest piece of which is that Alpine have announced that they will part ways with Esteban Ocon at the end of the season. Um, Now, this is interesting given on the back of the Monaco Grand Prix and the first lap incident where Bruno Fama said that there would be consequences for Ocon's actions, but by golly, that's a consequence. He's he's lost his drive. Well, we can't really say for certain that these two things are linked, but I don't think it helped his case. Uh, it should also be said that Ocon has posted on his Instagram and his Facebook his disappointment in the amount of negativity he's received on social media in the wake of the incident. And while I will sympathise with him on the extreme end of some people don't know how to criticise without being mean about it. I feel like we did a reasonable job. You have to blame him, but you don't have to do it to you don't have to make it personal. You know, you can blame his driving, but you don't have to blame the person. But there was also a good point raised in one of the comments on that, and that is he is the only driver on the grid to have had contact with each of his teammates in the last 6 seasons, which is not a good stat. He will also suffer a 5-place grid penalty ahead of this weekend, which is not going to help his case. But he will be racing, and they said that they have 16 more races for the rest of the season, and they'll be giving it their all to do their best for the team. In other news, Russell says that Mercedes are feeling very confident ahead of the 2026 power unit regulations, which doesn't surprise me given how well Mercedes dealt with the last set of power unit changes. Cast your minds back to 2014 season for that one. Verstappen has responded to questions about his future, saying that a change of teams is not on his mind. And James Allison of Mercedes says that their junior driver, Kimi Antonelli, looks like the real deal after assessing a recent F1 test run he has done. In gaming news, F1 24 has launched this week to mixed reviews. Basically, EA and Codemasters have admitted that there is a drastically needed change to the handling model, which is ironic because that was one of the major selling points, was the overhauled handling model in the game. The issue currently comes from people playing on a steering wheel being able to just massively crank on steering lock and the car just grips and you can take corners at ludicrous speeds. Apparently, a lot of the game's testing was done on controller and not on a sim setup, which has led to this issue. It means that people are setting world record lap times in a racing game faster than even the actual in real life time, which is never should be the case. But it also means that people who have a steering wheel setup have a distinct advantage online because they're able to take advantage of of being able to crank on the steering lock, whereas people on controller aren't. So I won't be buying that game yet until that is patched. So probably for a while. Anyway, we are once again returning to Canada this weekend, and with a return to Canada means a return to evening session times for us folk here in the UK. So practice 1 is 6:30 to 7:30. Practice 2 is 10 till 11. Practice 3 is 5:30 to 6:30. Quali is 9 till 10, and the race starts at 7. So we have our predictions ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix, and pole position. Most people seem to be in agreement. So Ben, myself, Sonia, and Hallie have all gone for Max Verstappen, but Chris has gone for Leclerc. We're still waiting on all of Nia's predictions because she's in Greece. The podiums. Ben has gone for Piastri, Verstappen, Norris. Chris has gone for Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton. I have gone for Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris. Sonia has gone for Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc. But Hallie agrees with me and has gone for Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris. Bold predictions. Ben this week has gone for Ocon to score at least 1 point. Chris has said that no groundhogs will be hit over the course of the whole weekend. Obviously, a play on the fact that the last 2 years I've called out groundhogs being squashed and got points for it. And I have gone for there to be a pit lane closure, either the entry or the exit, during a session across the whole weekend. Lapdown showdown. Ben has gone for Guan Yu Zhou to be lapped first on lap 34 and to finish 2 laps down. Chris has gone for Logan Sargent on lap 35 to finish 1 lap down. And I've gone for Kevin Magnussen to be lapped first on 41 and finish 1 lap down. And the Perez position predictor. Ben has said that he will qualify in 11th and finish the race in 7th. Chris has said he'll qualify in 5th and finish the race in 7th. And I've said that he'll qualify 4th and finish 4th. That's all we've got this week. And I know this is a short episode. I know the prediction episodes are shorter anyway. But it being just me probably hasn't helped the case. There also wasn't a lot of news to cover. So thank you for listening and or watching. And hopefully there'll be somewhat more of us back next week when we discuss all of the action from the Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you for watching and goodbye.